Apparently, there are few other people here attending the session that holding the same name. So if by mistake you have my link and it appears that you are Duffy, you can just welcome to change it on your computer so we can recognize you. Tonight, we are going to hear about our graduate and doctoral degrees that all conducted in English. Here in Bar Ilan, we have many more graduate and doctoral opportunities, but tonight we are going to focus on those that conducted all in English. Those who attend this session will get a special discount for the registration fees. So we are going to announce in the, it's going to be via mail. We're going to send you a mail for all the attendants, and you will get a special code that you can use. You can use in the next week till the 11th of May, and it will be valid for a 42% discount for your registration fees for the English programs. I would like to invite the Deputy President of Bar Ilan University, Professor Moshe Levinstein.
Moshe, אתה על מיוט.
Okay, thank you, Yossi. So welcome everybody to Bar Ilan University. It's good evening by us and good morning by you if you're in the other side of the world. It's exciting to have you here. Bar Ilan University is situated in the center of the country in Greater Tel Aviv. That's the main campus, and we have a campus in the north which has the medicine faculty. In Bar Ilan, there are 8 different faculties, and you can see them written on the screen now. We have 4 of them in the sciences, with life sciences and medicine. Life sciences is on main campus, medicine is in the north. Engineering, we have computer science, math, and we have physics and chemistry. In the sciences, in humanities, we have humanities and Jewish studies, 2 separate faculties. We're very strong in Jewish studies. We have a very large faculty. And in social sciences and law, we have very strong departments and a strong outreach to the community, which I'll speak about a little bit about later on. Shalavo. So Bar Ilan is a really top-class university. It's a, as I mentioned before, we have a very, very large campus, very nice campus, but what really makes it special the research being done there. We have amazing researchers on campus. It's ranked among the top 500 universities in the world by the 2 best rankings, by the Shanghai ranking and the Times Higher Education. So that's the top 2% of all universities in the world. And there are 17,000 students, hundreds of international students. It's a diverse campus, and it really represents the diversity of the Israeli society. Jewish people, Druze and Arab, and religious people and non-religious people, and a mix of all kind of the different diversity of the community. And we have the international students are really integrated on campus. Now, as I was mentioning before, the research is really strong on campus. We have many people who have won the top accolades for their science. We have 22 Israeli prize winners. That's the best accolade you can receive in Israel. And we have many other prize winners from different fields such as energy, cryptography, archaeology, law, computer science, many others all across the campus. It really is across the campus. And that's one of the nice things about the research in Bar Ilan, is it's a comprehensive university, as you saw, the faculties, so also the excellent researchers across the campus. So one of the things that we have done over the last 5 years, even less than that, is we've generated a whole bunch of strong impact research centers where we built not only excellence centers which are innovative, but we built them in such a sense that we defined them to have before they started, they had to define an impact that they would give, whether it's a financial impact, a scientific impact, or an impact on society. And it is a collection of different types of research centers, which are impact centers. One of them, which is a smart cities. Bar Ilan is big enough to be a little city on its own, so we can do research on smart cities. And we do many other research in some of the topics you can see on the screen. The study and our excellence in research, we have many, many strong groups, and many of them chose that now with the coronavirus actually happening is to focus the research on the coronavirus to help. And there are actually 70 different groups of research in Bar Ilan who are now working in coronavirus in a whole skew of different types of research. Research from taking care of disinfectants. There's research which transforms tap water into disinfectants. And there's research which takes robotics to serve food, early detection of the virus, exit strategies, social workers who are working with people who have been affected by coronavirus. And all these people together believe in giving back to the community, so they're working really hard to actually help the worldwide community. And as we speak about the contribution to the community, there are several things I want to tell you about, because Bar Ilan, one of the things that it specializes in is in its soul. It really believes in giving back to the community. And so we have service for the community. For example, one of the things that we are very strong in social sciences, in psychology, and in social work is we have clinics. And these clinics work and are open for the general population. They're free or basically cost almost nothing. And the people that work there are the faculty members or the graduate students, and they really help the people who come in. And the same is true in that we have 8 legal clinics, we have clinics in optometry, and this is a service to the community. Besides that, we also have an empowerment program where we take people with intellectual disabilities and we actually integrate these students on campus into academic studies. And also, one other thing that we have is dialogue programs where people speak, where we bring people from religious and secular backgrounds to speak and sort of discuss the differences. Also the same between Jews and Arabs. And the last thing that I wanted to mention here is youth programs. We have many youth programs for high school students on campus. And maybe one of the highlights is the one that we have in math and the math and physics department, which is really, really exciting. And finally, I just wanted to mention, as Dafi told you in the beginning, we have a whole collection of programs which are in English. Basically, the main language on campus is Hebrew, but we have many programs in English. And so I won't mention anything about the undergraduate degrees because we are here for graduate degrees. So, and you'll get to hear quite a bit about the graduate degrees from the lecturers in a moment. So let me just mention just quickly that we have an international MBA. We have a bunch of things in sciences, physics, brain science, engineering, which you'll hear about today, in humanities and Jewish studies, Bible studies, Land of Israel studies and archaeology, and the English department. We have English literature, linguistics, translation and interpretive studies, a whole collection of different things in English. So I'm happy that you're all here today, and I hope that you'll listen and you'll become a little bit wiser. And you'll be able to ask questions in the end, and you're welcome to put on questions on the chat in the meantime, and we'll prepare them and sort of answer on them as we move along. And now I give it back to Dafi to move on. Dafi, shalach.
Okay. Wait. Stuck, I don't know. Okay, can you hear me?
Can.
Okay, thank you to Professor Levinstein. I would like you to get some impression about our international school from one of our students. Ofira Ling. She will share with you her experience from the campus and from the university. Ofira Ling.
Hi everyone, my name is Ofira and I'm studying at Bar Ilan. I'm a third year student and I'm originally from Holland, the Netherlands. And I'm gonna tell you like why you should all go to Bar Ilan from a student's perspective. First of all, it's a great university with amazing lecturers and they're always very helpful and always there for you. And the programs, the master programs are excellent. As said, we're in the top 2% of the worldwide universities, and it's a great place to be a student. The campus is very green, very big. People are always chilling outside, playing music, eating. It's a very friendly environment, and there's always something going around at campus. And the staff at the international school is very helpful. They help you with tuition, your visa, dorm, health insurance, and there are even social activities for the international students only. We are next to Tel Aviv and we're in the center of Israel, so it's very easy to get all around and see the beautiful country Israel is. And it's also a very popular choice there for international students. There are over 900 international students from Asia, Europe, Africa, America. So if you walk around on campus, you will always hear people speak different languages. There's a complete integration with Israeli students and international students. There's a program, for example, it's called Adapted Israeli, and it kind of you can have an Israeli buddy, Israeli friend who can help you with all the little things you need. Like if you're in a supermarket and you don't know what to buy, you can text him or her and they'll help you. And last, we also have there are also lots of opportunities for student exchange programs worldwide. So it's a very unique opportunity. I hope I'll see you guys soon at Bar Ilan, and I hope I was helpful.
Okay, thank you to Ofira. And now we will go one by one to the several professors that they will present here tonight the several programs that conducted in English. We will start with Dr. Yossi Ben-Zion that will introduce us to the physics program.
Thank you, Daphne. We would like to invite you to our physics department. This slide reflects what we are doing in the physics department. The percentage is reflects the number of faculty members that working on a specific subject. As you may easily see, our main area is condensed matter physics, quantum optics, and statistical mechanics, both theoretical and experimental work. Please move to the next one. This is an example for one of our experimentalists. This is Bina Kaliski. She is working in solid state physics. You may get an impression from her previous work that published in Nature Physics, Nature Materials, and others. Daphne, to the next one. And this is the well-known Shlomo Avlin. Is doing theoretical work in statistical physics. You may get an impression from his number. He published hundreds of papers. He was cited around 80,000 times and published in many high-impact journals. And you may find this type of advisors in our department if you want to continue to do research in different subjects of physics. Thank you, Daphne.
Thanks. I'd like to invite now Professor Yaron Shavtal to introduce the life science program.
Hi. So the life sciences faculty has about 50 different research groups, and we all study a broad range of topics, basically all different aspects from the fields of life sciences, or in other words, biology, diverse topics, lots of collaborations, and many subjects that are very exciting and very current. So I would say that most of the labs study basic science, and I think I don't have to explain nowadays why basic science is important, but also many labs have more applicative research topics. And in fact, as also mentioned beforehand, many of our labs have kind of turned to projects that are connected somehow to the coronavirus and to COVID-19, but that's usually more of a side project unless you're a microbiologist or a virologist. We have a very strong group of computational biologists, one of the strongest in the country, I think, doing a lot of sequencing work, and cancer work, and mostly obviously working on computers. We have programs for graduate students and for medical doctors, 2 different programs. I would say that our principal investigators are really highly esteemed and well known around the world. All of us have undergone postdoctoral training at the best institutions worldwide, came back to Israel, established our lab at Bar-Ilan University. And before us, we have anything that we want to use. We have high-end equipment. We are very strong in microscopy, have the state-of-the-art microscopes. We are strong in sequencing of single cells, personalized medicine. All these things are done at our faculty. Our groups are funded. You know, we need money to do science, so we're funded by national grants and international grants, a lot of ERC winners, and different funding agencies all over the world connected to diseases and applicative topics and basic science, everything that you can think of. If you look on Medline, you would see that many of our publications are published in high-impact publications, and we have a substantial number of international students who also contribute to these different publications. So if you go back a slide, the master's program can be performed in any of the 50 research groups according to whatever interests you. The first step is to make contact with the relevant principal investigator by email to find a place and then undergo an interview. We also require 80% average to be accepted. The master's is for 2 years. It's hands-on research in the lab, wet lab. After 1 year, you have to give in your research proposal. After 2 years, the master's ends with the thesis. Courses have to be done during the studies, but not many courses. It's mostly research. We pay your full tuition, and we also pay you a monthly stipend. For the PhD degree, next slide, please. You can go to the same research groups. We have PhD students, MSc students in the same groups. Here you would need an 85% average to be accepted. The PhD program is 4 years. Here as well, the faculty pays full tuition and a larger stipend over these years. So if you want to find more about us, just look on our website. You'll find all the information there. You'll find me and other people who you can contact. And later on, you can come to the private room and discuss specifically with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will hear now about the psychology program by Professor Noah Wilczynski.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Afi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Wonderful. I'm very happy to tell you all about our lovely and inspirational department. Our department of psychology is an empirical one. We have empirical studies, top-notch studies in many kinds of and diverse fields. For example, we have a big group focusing on evidence-based clinical interventions, and we have a big clinic in which we pursue this kind of research. We also have cognitive and emotional neuroscientists, and we have really wonderful devices as EMG, eye trackers, and the like to accomplish our interest in brain science and behavioral psychology. Also, we focus on developmental psychology, observing little children. On the other spectrum, we also look at organizations and leadership in organizations and management. We overview personality and individual differences in different studies. And we also focus on unique population as people coping with severe illnesses and life crises. So it's very diverse, and we have many labs, independent labs that cooperate with hospitals around Israel to be able to proceed with this kind of studies. it's a very lucrative department and it's quite difficult to be accepted. You need to show that you were on the 10% of students in your achievement, among your peers in terms of your achievements in the institution you came from, or show at least 90 out of 100 score on either your thesis and your master scores. And also you have to bring and show us a recommendations letter from 2 professionals who met you and know that you can accomplish a PhD in psychology. The most important thing though is to be in contact with one of the advisors, the lab managers, and to be accepted as a PhD candidate to one of our labs. And these relationships are the most important because once you have an advisor, then someone who really wants to work with you and see you prosper, then you have a strong back and you can start working with him or her. We have the deadline for acceptance this year was extended, so you still have time until July if you're really into it. In terms of our courses, usually the PhD program is in Hebrew, but once we have a student from abroad, an international student, then we immediately move to an English program in which we teach relevant skills for an early stage career in research student, like forming a review or a grant proposal and the like. And we also have plenty of other interesting courses around the Faculty of Social Science for you. So it's very, very empirically bound, very interesting, and the atmosphere is really, really great in our department, and you're all welcome.
Okay, thank you, Noah. I would like to invite Professor Yossi Mandel and Dr. Sharon Gilai Dotan to present the optometry and vision science program.
I'll unmute myself. Hello and good morning to everybody. We are actually we are a school, a dedicated school to vision science, which is part of the Faculty of Life Sciences. We have dedicated graduate programs, master programs and PhD programs, which are taught both in Hebrew and in English. We can easily, just as in psychology and in other fields and subjects in the university, we also have international students, and once there are international students, the course is being taught in English. That also goes for our seminars. So there's no problem in having the whole program taught in English. We currently have about 50 graduate students enrolled in the 4 labs that compose our school, which is rather a new school. It's only a few years dedicated to vision science. I'll describe the 4 labs later. We have multidisciplinary research, vision research from the eye to the brain, involving computations, stem cells, engineering, human behavior, animal studies, and human neuroimaging. Very exciting research in all fronts of vision, which is the most dominant sense that we have. We've got, sorry, can you please go back? We have cutting edge labs for all these types of research, including facilities in the university as Nanotechnology Center, the MEG Neuroimaging Center. We have EEG and eye tracking, advanced imaging, and more. The students are exposed to a wide range of clinical and experimental topics through lectures, weekly seminars, and clinical hands-on experience. Would you pass the slide, please? We have 4 main labs. The first one is led by Professor Uri Polat, who is the head of our School of Optometry and Vision Science. His Visual and Clinical Neuroscience Lab investigates visual perception, brain plasticity, the ability to rehabilitate the vision through non-invasive techniques at past childhood, in clinical conditions, in aging. The second lab is led by Professor Yossi Mandel, who is also the awardee of the prestigious ERC Award. He leads the Ophthalmic Science and Engineering Lab, aiming to develop implantable ocular devices for vision restoration involving stem cells, neural engineering. His exciting research involves brain interface, neurophysiology, electrophysiology. And could you please pass to the next slide? Thank you. No. Okay, so the third lab is led by Professor Yoram Bonnet, who investigates vision and brain disorders such as low functioning autism, visual perception and other types of disorders, different states of consciousness via mainly non-voluntary eye movements, but also other types of eye movement properties with EEG, psychophysics, and computational models. And in my lab, we investigate the visual neuroscience lab, the relationship between visual cortex organization and the relationship between its relation to high-level visual perception and action and high-level visual functions, including visual memory, going into naturalistic vision and not only lab-based vision, using fMRI, mirror imaging, eye movements, and computational models. We would be very glad to inform you about more details and see if any of these fascinating topics are interesting for you. And you're most welcome to join us in the next Zoom meeting that we will have later on after this session. And good luck to all of you.
Thanks, Sharon. I would like now to invite Dr. Ran Geles to present the engineering program.
Thank you, Daphne. So I would like to welcome you to the Faculty of Engineering. Let me show you a little bit our building. This is where we reside and where most of our labs reside. Yes, so some details about the Faculty of Engineering. This is a very young and vivid faculty. It was established only a decade ago. And by now we are ranked among the top 3 engineering faculties in Israel, at least according to the THE ranking. We have about 200 graduate students pursuing a master's degree or a doctoral degree. We have around 40 faculty members, so each member has its own interests and its own research group, and many of them have research lab. I will not be able to go over all the 40 different topics, but different interests vary from algorithms and cryptography, information, communication, and up to learning machine. We have about 15 research labs in many subfields of electrical engineering, computer engineering, and bioengineering. So I listed some of them, like the electro-optic laboratory lab and speech and acoustic lab. We have materials lab, computer theory lab, graphics lab, nanoscale integrated circuits lab, and bioengineering labs like the biosensing, system immunology, genomics, and more. So we offer both a master's degree and a PhD degree. Let me focus on the master's degree. It's a degree with thesis. It lasts 2 years. It's our standard program. It's not something special for international students. You will just join our regular program, and classes will be given in English as long as an international student is in class. The degree is in electrical engineering, and you will have to pick one of the following specializations. So we have computer engineering, information processing and data science, electro-optics, and nanoelectronics, and VLSI circuits, and bioengineering. So in order for you, so there are many different topics. I encourage you to look at our website and look at the specific faculty members and the specific labs that we have and pick the topic that you're interested in. I just want to mention that our enrollment requirements, you need to have electrical engineering or computer engineering bachelor degree with GPA of at least 85. And as many others said, the most important thing is to have an advisor that supports you in the topic that you're interested in. So thank you.
Thank you, Ran. We will hear now about our Bible Studies program from Dr. Lior Gottlieb.
Hello, everyone. Lior Gottlieb here from the Department of Bible, and I'm here to tell you that if you're interested in a degree in Bible studies, then Bar Ilan University in the state of Israel is the place you're going to want to be. This is the place where the stories of the Bible come to life. This is where you will hear the language of the Bible revived and spoken in the public sphere. And this is where you can make the most of your studies if you are interested in Hebrew Bible. Shkufit. Our staff is, to the best of my knowledge, the biggest faculty of Hebrew Bible studies in the world. And so we have many different fields of expertise within the Bible department. You're going to be able to learn biblical interpretation. That's the entire history of exegesis, from the ancient translations through rabbinic literature, the medieval period, and obviously, of course, the modern period. We have experts in literary criticism, top people in Masoretic studies, some of the top people in the field of Dead Sea Scrolls and Qumran studies, as well as ancient translations, Aramaic Targum, and the like. Bar Ilan is a place where some of the cutting-edge electronic tools for the research of the Bible have been developed. Tools such as the Aleppo Codex program of Mikrot Gedolot HaKeter. Bar Ilan University developed the Responsa project. It collaborated to help develop the comprehensive Aramaic lexicon project. Some of its newest projects are the Tiberius Stylistic Classifier for the Hebrew Bible, as well as my own equivalent project, the Targum's Word Map. So if you're looking for the best studies you can get in the world today in Bible studies, Bar Ilan is where you're going to want to come. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to seize the opportunity and come study with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would like to invite Professor Aaron Meir to present the Land of Israel Studies in Archaeology.
Good evening or good morning, everybody. My name is Aaron Meir. I'm an archaeologist at the Department of Land of Israel Studies and Archaeology. In fact, I'm the head of the institute, and I want to tell you about the program in the Land of Israel Study Archaeology, an archaeology department, which is a unique department that we study the Land of Israel and the entire region from a wide range of perspectives, from prehistory until modern times, history, archaeology, geography, botany, etc. And we have some of the leading figures in the various fields in our department. Next slide, please. The really unique aspect of our department is that a student in our department does not just focus on one very narrow area of research, but gets a broad overview of the various aspects relating to this land throughout history from all kinds of different disciplines. And there are very few departments in the world which deal with ancient times through modern times, which give you such a broad range of viewpoints. Next, please. The Land of Israel Department has recently opened a an international program for MA students fully in English. Up until now, we had international students, but they had to take some of the courses in Hebrew, and now we have a complete program in English. And this program requires to have a 76 average in your undergraduate studies, and depending on what your field of study was beforehand, you may have to take some prerequisite courses. You take a broad range of topics, and there is a very unique program combining classes, regular classes in a class, classes that are given online, classes that are given in the field, along with many field trips and participation in archaeological excavations. As you can see right behind me, there's a bunch of students in one of our excavations. And the program for the foreign students is a 2-year program that will start in March 2021. That means in about a year from now, in the second semester of the next academic year. And it goes on for 2 years. Next, please. And just to give a very, very broad overview of the various courses that are offered, here you can see courses which cover everything from the early periods to the late periods, and you will come out of this program with a unparalleled exposure to a broad range of aspects relating to the land of Israel, history, archaeology, geography, and more and more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron. I would like to invite now Dr. Hila Peled-Shapira to present the Arabic program.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I am Hila from the Department of Arabic. Our department, the Department of Arabic, offers you very special courses in order to understand the region, the Middle East. As you are well aware, in the last decade, Syria experienced civil war, and revolutions took place in Egypt, Tunisia, and other countries as well. We offer you to experience the nature of these revolutions as they are expressed in poetry, how poetry reflects revolutions, how it accompanies the revolutions, and how current issues in the Middle East are reflected in the media. For instance, relationship between intellectuals and the regime, exiled intellectuals, honor killings, and also Islamic creeds. We have a special course on that. The most important thing that fits everyone, no matter what degree you study, is our summer program. Within 3 weeks, we offer, in the summer, there is a course of 3 weeks of spoken Arabic, and this fits everyone. It doesn't require previous knowledge, and it gives you 3 credits, so it's very recommended. We hope very much to see you among our students in the Department of Arabic. Thank you.
We will hear about the International Management Business Program now from Dr. Tzvi Zussman.
Good evening, good day, everybody. My name is Tzvi Zussman. I'm a senior faculty, and I'm director of the International MBA program at Bar-Ilan. The MBA program at Bar-Ilan is a program which we call a special program of the Graduate Business School. At any one time, Graduate Business School, which provides degrees in MBA and PhD degrees, at any one time we have probably about 800 students who are studying at different stages of their degrees. So we draw from a very diverse and talented faculty. I think one of the things that you might want to take note of is that we have actually relevant or relatively to the other universities, we have a small faculty, but per volume or per capita of each professor, we have the highest volume of publications. The International MBA program was established over 22 years ago as a pioneer English language program in Israel. We've graduated over 22 classes since the beginning of the program. We have over 500 alumni all over the world. Happily, we have 45% of alumni still working and succeeding in Israel. The program is an intensive program. It's selective in terms of the admission requirements. Typically, we have a class of 25 to 35 students, young people usually, 25, 35-year age group, students coming from all over the world, many from the States and Western countries, Europe as well. In the last 5 or 6 years, we've had regularly, each year we've had about 8 to 10 students from China and from India. So we have an interesting blend of international, global students who bring different perspectives, which enhance and enlighten the class experience. We do provide financial scholarships on the basis of academic merit and professional track records. The structure of the program within the 15 months is, as I said, very intensive. We have preparatory courses in core areas. We have concentration areas. We have integrative projects. And students who are accepted to the program and do know Hebrew are able to partake of some of the courses that are generally offered in the Hebrew language in the general program of the graduate school. Over the last few years, we have streamlined the program significantly to be on par with those of some of the best business schools in the world. We place much emphasis on technology, innovation, entrepreneurship, financial management, globalization, and big data. We're right now toying with the ideas of introducing even new topics as a result of the ongoing pandemic and so on. Let's go back to the previous slide a moment. We have, of course, class lectures. We have team-based learning, case studies, guest presentations. We invite CEOs of companies and so on. We have many experiential workshops. We do conduct a number of simulations and business games. And we also conduct local field trips to companies and industries, especially the high-tech industry and so on. The flagship course of our program is an international study tour where we spend a week to 10 days in a foreign country, teaming up with a local university of repute. And we visit industries which are relevant to the topic of our trip. The last 5 years we've been going to China. Previous years we went to the United States and to Holland. To sum up, I would say that our program is very student-centered. We have students who come from many different areas of undergrad study. We make a point of enhancing and supporting students who might have difficulty in not having previous, for example, math or economic background, and we have supplementary courses. We provide full administrative service, so students don't have to be bothered with any of the bureaucracy involved in their candidacy and so on. As I said, the study program is 15 months. The capstone course of the study is conducting a 3-month-long integrative entrepreneurship project where students decide on or choose a specific topic that they want to work on, that they think that has a viable chance or feasible chance of becoming a business option. And with a supervision by one of our professors, they write up a full comprehensive business plan. Last but not least, if we can flip to the last slide. The last slide. We do have a YouTube site where I'd encourage you to look at testimonials of students of the program, and you might get a good feel for the program. So we're waiting for your candidacy. All the best.
Okay, thank you. And just before we finish this section, I would like to invite Dr. Dorit Raviv Shai to speak about our medical school.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Orit, and I'm a laboratory manager at the Azrieli Faculty of Medicine, and I'm also the representative of the BIU International School at the faculty. I would like to welcome you to our beautiful faculty, which is located in the north. At the moment, we accept international students to our PhD program and as postdoc fellows. We currently do not accept master students, unfortunately. We have 17 research groups that recruits international students for the following research areas: cancer, cardiovascular diseases, immunology and infectious diseases, metabolism and endocrinology, structural biology and drug design, developmental biology, regenerative medicine and aging, the microbiome, genetics, chromatin structure and nuclear organization, and neurobiology, which you can see is a very diverse list. In addition, some of our researchers currently switched to the very hot topic of COVID-19 research. Our program is fully funded. Students will receive a living stipend, will be exempted from tuition, and in addition, as our faculty is located outside of the main campus in the north of Israel, you will be receiving a housing grant. We have a state-of-the-art interdisciplinary equipment center with a microscopy unit, a fax unit, a genomic center with NGS sequencer and bioinformatics services, and an advanced animal facilities. All our interdisciplinary units are also have a trained staff that will be able to assist you with your research and elevate your research at least one step upwards. Applications are possible throughout the year. The minimum admission criteria is at least 85% in both your final MSc grade and in your MSc thesis, or the equivalent CGPA. The first step in application process would be to find a research group to which you would be interested in joining. So the list of the research labs that currently looking for PhD students is updated at the biuinternational.com website under research opportunities. You may have a look there. And, I would be happy to meet you and answer questions in the personal Zoom following this meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dorit. I'm going now to stop the share of this presentation and to share with you all links for the personal meetings with the different speakers that you just met now. So you will have...
Duffy,
I know. Just before I'm saying that I'm going to share it just now. But before that, I would like you to give you opportunity to ask questions. And we have here the international staff, Dalia and Moshe and Ofer, to answer your questions. So you are most welcome to share with us your questions. We will also pick some questions from the chat box and we will try to answer them all. On the chat box, you will find in a few minutes the links for the, as I said, for the personal meetings by Zoom.
So, Duffy, maybe I can start answering questions in the meantime.
Right. Yeah.
I'm getting a free dozen glazed donuts from Krispy Kreme.
Okay, just let me answer a question which came. If I can ask everybody to put on mute, thank you. There was a question about the law department faculty. I'll just quickly answer that. For the law faculty doesn't have a program in master's or an undergraduate for English. They do have student exchange options, specifically in undergraduate. And for a PhD in general, anywhere in the university, usually if there's a faculty member who's willing to advise you and willing to do so in English, then there's always a solution for how to work out with the courses. So if it's for PhD and you have somebody who works in your field and they're interested in bringing you as a PhD student, then it's possible. Somebody asked here about Bible studies, but I think that in a moment you can go into the room and ask exactly about these questions. Let me just see, any person having manufacturing experience in the field of, I think, okay, the medical faculty, once again, I think you should go into the room of the medical faculty. The general questions, if possible, should be about things which are not specific to a topic, because then you can go into the rooms and answer your questions. If there are any questions about logistics, about anything else you'd like to know about, we have dorms on campus, and you can register for dorms. And if we have a whole web page which helps you if you need to, when you come here and when you move here. We have a bank on campus. We have a pharmacy right outside. We have restaurants on campus and off campus. We have dry cleaners. We have a barbershop. We have some food shops outside campus, supermarket, etc. So you can check. So all this is around campus. It's in Greater Tel Aviv, with easy bus rides into Tel Aviv. Take a taxi, you're 20 minutes from the beach. If you take a bus, it's maybe a little bit closer to an hour. All the exciting things happening in Tel Aviv are not too far away. So this is just very general information. You can see more information at our website, which is right now is up on the chat. The question up: do students in your campus volunteer in IDF? I'm sure there are students who volunteer in IDF. It's not something which we have a direct. To the best of my knowledge, we have many IDF programs. I don't know. This basically, it's a very general question. I don't know too much about that. I would wait a sec. Hold on. The GMAT scores, whether they expire. Let somebody from the school answer that in a moment. MA in linguistics, once again, there's going to be the English department linguistics. You can ask them the questions there, but basically, yes, we should have a program which starts this fall in English, translation, interpreting studies as well. Do GMAT scores expire? Somebody from Dalia, do you know, do GMAT scores expire? Or maybe somebody from the IMBA? If it's for the IMBA, I suggest going into the IMBA route. Zvika Osman, you're on mute, so if you want to be heard, you have to unmute yourself.
The short answer is that there is no expiration to the GMAT.
Does Bar Ilan prefer score of TOEFL or IELTS if I apply to Bible study? Dalia?
Yes, for our MA degrees, you will have to send your BA scores and transcripts, and then we'll have an overview also where you're coming from, and we'll get back to you if there is a need of an additional English test.
Okay, there was a question here about somebody, if somebody's coming, a religious Jew, are there any Orthodox Jewish communities nearby? Basically, the GSC, the Givat Shmuel community, is a very, very big community of international students who come both from Bar Ilan and IDC. Is right near the university. There's lots of activities there. GSC, you can check it out. GSC, Givat Shmuel community.
There was also one or two questions about the MA in English translating and linguistics. People from the English department did unfortunately not take place tonight, but we are happy to answer any question you have. See at the beginning of the chat, you have our email addresses. Also, please check out our website, www.givat info@biuinternational.com, and we'll be happy to connect you with the department. And now I'm also posting all the sessions that everyone can go into a room.
Actually, the Hila, Noah, and so on, Tzvi, Elsman, please move over to the rooms over there. We'll answer a few more questions here, but eventually people will move into your rooms. Please go into the rooms so that it's prepared and ready for the students to come in, okay? Thank you. Thank you. There was a question about PG diploma. PG diploma will be equivalent to joint PG. I don't understand the question. If you want to explain it, slightly sharpen the question. Nanophotonics summer program will unfortunately not happen this year. It won't happen in virtual mode this year. You can find, there's a question about finding information about PhD in biblical studies. You can see it online. You can go into the group now with the biblical study group. Dr. Leo Gottlieb, who spoke about it, you can go into his group and you can actually hear and ask more questions and get more information. רן, אתה עובר לקבוצה שלך גם כן? Okay. So I would suggest at this point, Dafi, maybe you put up the different group rooms. There are scholarships. We have scholarships in many fields, especially in sciences. There's scholarships. The scholarships exist throughout the whole university. Some people receive them, some people don't. It's a competitive-based scholarship. The scholarship basically covers tuition plus a stipendium, and you should, the scholarships are mostly for PhD programs, and if you're going for a PhD, the best advice that I can give you is find an advisor. If you find somebody who wants you to work with him, that's the best way to enter the university, because once an advisor, you can speak about scholarships and opportunities with the potential advisor, and then you can also sort of it gives you a much better chance of being accepted through the advisor. Okay, the guarantee in advance for a year. Somebody from the international school? Do we have to guarantee in advance for a year of expense? Dalia? Ofer?
Okay, sorry. I was just putting here on the chat all the Zoom rooms.
There's a question which says, do we have to pay for a year in advance for the company? Wait a sec, let me just see. Do we have to guarantee in advance for a year of expense?
No, you don't have to guarantee a year in advance, a year of expense. The tuition fees can be paid in installments. If anyone chooses to live on the dorms, he needs to sign a contract with the dorm company for 10 months. That's the only expense that I see that it has to be signed in advance and for a 1 year thing.
Okay, so that's two answers, one for the studies and one for the dorms. The studies are paid in installments. The dorms is a different story. You don't have to live on dorms. You can live off campus as well.
Sure.
There are opportunities around campus, and that's up to you. If there are no more questions, then I suggest that at this point, anybody who wants to go should go into one of the rooms. On the chat, you can find the different topics, and you can go into the rooms and ask questions about the topic that interests you most. So you'll see that that for the medicine one, there's a special Zoom, and for the land of Israel, says in archaeology, there's another one, etc. And and each one should go to his room. And there's a question for you, if Ofer's still here, or Dafi. Something about the room for the IMBA got cut off. What's the ID? If you can put the Zoom for the IMBA room up. Somehow they said somehow the IMBA room is not up. You can check that out. I would suggest that everybody else go to the room of his interest, or you can move from one room to the other, and you can get so Chia, the question about the library and information science, we don't have a candidate here. There's nobody who came to present that specific topic. Every PhD in the university can be given technically in English, and we don't have somebody specific who is there to give information. You can stay here if you'd like, unless you want to see something else, and I can answer you to the best of my ability in a moment, okay? Okay, so in general, once again, the question about the general PhD, any field that you feel that you'd like to do a PhD and you find an advisor, then you can, in most departments it would be okay. And PhD, there's the number of courses is very small anyway. So you have, so you can, the PhD, the focus of a PhD is research. So if you find an advisor, I think that's the best way, is to find an appropriate advisor. Then you find an advisor, and then that's the best way to get in. And once you have an advisor, you can speak about if there's any opportunities for scholarships, etc. And as I said before, send your details to the BIU International, which I put up before for you, and try to speak with possible potential advisors. Okay, so we're gonna close it so everybody can go to the different rooms, and that's, I think okay, so Avram, the question about joining a private room, there's a list of rooms in the chat. It's just a Zoom, another Zoom. You have to mark down the one you want to go to, take the Zoom, and just log out and go to and open a new Zoom. Okay.
I just gave it to you again by the private chat, Avram, so you can see all the different links in on your private chat. Okay, so thank you, everyone. And again, we welcome you to quickly register with us. By the time that we still have the discount, it's still next Monday, 11th of May. We would like to see you all in Bar Ilan next year.
We will leave this chat still open for 2-3 minutes until all of you gets the right links and get into the rooms with the other lecturers and representatives. Please copy it now and move to the private chats.
So, I sent you a personal email so you can send me your CV, okay? Dafi, there's a Chiagono, I sent you a personal email. I think you should be able to see it. Dafi or Ofer, somebody still doesn't have the idea for the IMBA. Okay.
I'll copy it in the chat just now.
I don't know how to get on. How do I get on to
the Zoom?
Private Zoom. Gottlieb, I think it's Leo Gottlieb.
Yeah, just copy the Zoom for the IMBA. You have the Zoom.
He's not in IMBA. He's going to Bible.
Okay.
What?
So they were sent. You just copy the Zoom, which I think Dafi sent you personally. Find the Bible one. You just copy the Zoom, and then you go out and you open a Zoom. Ofer, can you send the Avram the Zoom for Bible?
Leo Gottlieb.
Yeah, sure. One sec.
You'll send me an email?
No. It's in the chat here on the bottom. There's under your bottom of your screen. You'll have chat.
Okay, I see. There's nothing here.
You don't have chat on the bottom?
I do, but it doesn't say where to go.
Wait a sec, hold on. The last thing he's supposed to do is just now send you a personal message.
I'm sending you a personal message just now on the chat.
Okay.
Okay, just check it out now. You can see the ID and the Zoom and the link and everything.
Right. So,
Copy
okay,
it.
so what I do, just
copy the Zoom, copy
Yeah.
it, and then log out from here and go
okay.
into the Zoom.
Okay.
And Ofer, in the meantime, send everybody the IMBA again. There's another couple of people asking.
Okay. Let's see.
Thank you.
That's the IMBA.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye to all.
We will say goodbye. Thank you for being here with us. We're looking forward to see you here at Bar Ilan. Cheers.